What's up, YouTube and other privileged galaxies with internet? This is Devtrast bringing you Devlog number 10. And boy, is it a powerhouse of a devlog. Yeah, last week, you remember when I said this? I'm going to employ it because I've used affirmations before. They've helped me out, especially in times when I felt like I was struggling, and it could get me onto the right track and keep me focused on my goals. All right, well now, affirmation time. I've been hitting this affirmation hard every day this week, at least once a day, mostly 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day. I'd be sitting out there in the parking lot, at work, and just about to go and tackle the 9 to 5, just nail that corporate grind. But before I did, I was like, you know what? It's nice to be a busy worker. It's nice to be, an ant in the colony that is the capitalist system. But right now, I need to refocus, And so I whip out my phone, read off my affirmation verbally in the car, really loud, so that if anyone was hearing me, they'd think I was crazy and just talking to myself in the car or yelling at somebody on my phone. And I'd be re-energized. And I'm not gonna lie, this affirmation thing definitely kicked it into gear. Okay, real quick, let me just show you what I made. First of all, check out this sick presentation screen. Okay, this took me way too long to make. And I'll show you what's going on here. Let's open up the Unitor here, and I'm just going to show you what I made this week. So, we had our 4 ships prior. Oh, what was that? Who is this coming into our screen? Just zooming right into the middle there, And these guys over here got scared, so they started shooting. Yeah, we got some shooting mechanics. And what's going to happen when this guy shoots, right? So you got all these ships. They look the same. They shoot the same. But what does this guy do? He shoots the same, and I don't have collisions yet. But you get the idea, right? Like, this is sick, dude. This is huge, massive. So I wanted to show you the results of that before I went into the details of everything that happened. So that was dope. I'm super stoked about this week's progress. And let's take a look here. Let's summon the infinite Devtrasts. There they are. And let's take a look at our accountability sheet. And look at this. Look at this. What is this? Where's the red? Okay, this is where we left off. Recorded Devlog 9 there on 4/11, right? Yep. And now what? Okay, I don't see any red. That's right, dude. The affirmations work. The secret is out. Okay, affirmations. You want to be a game dev? Tell yourself you're a game dev. That's it. That's it. You don't have to do any coding. You don't have to do any animating. You don't have to do any drawing. Just tell yourself you're a game dev. Boom, it works. You're done. Give me your money. All right. So it was a super productive week. And just to give you an idea, I don't know if you guys can see the sum because my webcam might be in the way, but 12 hours this week I worked, right? So 12 hours on the game. Let's compare that to last week. Okay. 4 hours and 56 minutes, so 5 hours, okay? We more than doubled our output this week compared to last week. Week before that, 9.5 hours. So an extra 3-4 hours on top of the week before that where we had 3 0 days. So we're breaking new ground here, guys. We're re-energized, we're revitalized, we're bringing it home. We're bringing it where we need to be. Why did I close that sheet? Because we got to reference it, all right? So let's take a look here. So we recorded and edited Devlog 9. You already saw that. So after I recorded it, so the one thing that you'll see here is this week is short. So this is today. So this is 7 days in. And today is Saturday. But I recorded the last Devlog on the 11th, which was Sunday. So I was supposed to put it out Sunday, but if you guys noticed, I didn't get it out, edited and uploaded until the next day, which was Monday. And so I missed my Sunday upload date because I was lazy here on the 10th. And so this week, I kind of started a little behind there, but that's okay because there was a lot of work put into that. I mean, that was 4 hours worth of work for recording and editing, just to give you an idea of like how much it takes to get a video out. So after that, I watched 3 more Cryptogrounds videos. So I referenced the Cryptogrounds videos, how this is the guy that he's building the idle game. And I think he's going to be really, really important into, getting all the infrastructure around how all of my scripts and things are going to interact with one another. So I watched 3 more of those. And with his help in those videos, I added Big Double and Big Double Editor scripts. And so what this does is Big Double and Big Double Editor are 2 scripts that I added. I'll pull those up here in Unity. Let's do that. Oh, man, I'm so stoked on this. That's so awesome. So Let's see. Let's go to the scripts. Here we go. Scripts, and then it was in math. So I created a new folder called Math Big Double Editor. And basically what this does is it's a bunch of scripts that allows you to go past the normal size of a double. And a double can only go to X amount of numbers. I don't remember what the size is, but this one like makes it huge, close to infinity. If I remember correctly, or something huge like that. But it's in scientific notation as well. So this is what a lot of games rely on, because there has to be some sort of interaction. There has to be some way for the game to be like, hey, this is, this number is now 9 septillion or whatever it is. So that'll be really helpful in the future. So I got that and downloaded that. But while I was doing that and watching the Cryptograms videos, I was recommended a video series from Pixel Element that was to build a simple 2D space shooter. And I saw that, and that's how I built that scene that you guys saw of the shooting. And so I watched the first video to verify that it would be the right fit, and it wasn't. It's awesome because it's super short. I think it's like a 7 or 8 video series. Each video is like no more than 15 minutes. And it has more than I need also. So it has like ship movement, which like will have a little bit of movement for like the enemy ships. They'll, come and spawn in. But the player ships, I don't plan on moving them because this will be a lot like just like a normal idle game or a clicker game where it'll like shoot automatically, or the ships won't work. Basically, there'll be those 4 lanes. And the only thing I haven't figured out is maybe I do want the ships to be able to switch between lanes. Reason being is because, you won't always go into each area with a single ship or with 4 ships. You might go with 1 ship, you might go with 2 or 3. And not only that, but you'll have different ships that have different capabilities. So you may need to move those around into different lanes based on the enemies that come at you, or the objects that come at you, or whatever it is that you're attacking. So I'll definitely, now after saying that out loud, definitely I'll need to figure out how to move, the ships between lanes. So that'll be a good challenge coming up next. Then I added the bullet shooting to ship 1, and I watched the first 3 videos of that space shooter video series from Pixel Element Games, which was awesome. And so that's when I was able to figure out, I just made the very first ship. So I just made this ship, start shooting. So I was able to do that. And then I needed to duplicate it. But after I duplicated it, that created issues because the way that this works is on the scene window. So you'll see here, when I click on this ship, you'll see in the hierarchy, player ship 1. And I did make it a prefab, but it doesn't need to be a prefab because I don't ever plan on spawning this in. But there's this bullet POS 1, which stands for bullet position 1, and that's right in front of the ship. So this is where the bullet spawns from. And so every time that you click the ship, it spawns a bullet here. Well, when I duplicated this ship, every time I clicked one of these other ships, it would stay in this bullet position 1. So that's when I tried to make it a prefab and then duplicate it, and that didn't work out. So what I ended up doing is that on the script called bullet behavior, the script is called player control, but on the bullet behavior empty game object, I had to put these positions in there because it just had this player bullet go, which was basically the spawning of the bullet. And then bullet position 1 was telling the bullet where to spawn from. And so I had to do that for each ship location. So that's how I figured that out. Next, what do we do? Added bullet shooting to all ships and separated them out so clicking on each ship only fires from that ship. I recorded that and made the OBS background and capture and then posted that to Twitter. So here's what I posted to Twitter. And you'll see there that I was really proud of that. I think it's great. It'll be great exposure if I can keep posting clips like that, along this progress. So I did start a hashtag for this game called #Space Imperialist Idle. So if you go to Twitter and you type in #Space Imperialist Idle, you can pull up all the updates that I'll be posting on Twitter, or you can just follow me at Devtrast on Twitter for any updates. I also posted my first pixel art planet, and I'm trying to get feedback on that to figure out how to make it better. So here it is. I'll just go ahead and show that image right now because that's pretty simple to do. So got that. And yeah, let me show you that. That's what you saw earlier. was this window here, and that plays from when I play the game on maximize. It's able to neatly fit this into a nice presentation, and then it has that background on it of space. So I'm really proud of that. I really like that. Okay, we'll close out of that. What else we got? Okay, so this was an amazing day. So this would have been a 0 day, but my affirmation held strong, and I was like, no 0 days. It's only 17 minutes of work, and it's not really, I didn't really do any work, but it did help me. I watched some Cryptograms videos, and that's it. So you watch these 2 Cryptograms videos, and maybe you wouldn't classify that as work, but I classify it as work because it's on the job training, in my opinion. But what was awesome, and the reason that this was only 17 minutes is at about, I want to say like 8 o'clock. I was like, cool, it's 8 o'clock, the baby's down. I'll play some GTA 5. So recently I picked up GTA 5 again and just been playing that, went into free roam. And then I noticed that Sumo, which is a game mode where you are a car and you have to get to a certain little transparent dome on a map with it's like over the ocean, and there's no railings, so you can go over the edge, and there's pieces of the map that fall out. And you and your team have to get into this little circle. Well, it's an ever shrinking circle, and bump the other team out, essentially. And so I think it's like every 30 seconds or every 15 seconds, it changes locations of that circle, and it gets smaller. So it's super fun. It's an awesome game mode. Well, I met these 3 dudes, Mr. Chunky Milk, I met Chunky Milk, Mr. Downward, and Lee Bob. Okay. Now, we, from 8:30 or 9 until 2 in the morning, we played this sumo match. I had a great time with them. If you see them on PlayStation, GTA 5, they're hilarious. We mic'd up, and we just had a grand old time. So it was awesome. So shout out to you 3, because that was an amazing night, and I loved it. So after that, it was 2 in the morning. I was like, shit, I got to do my non-0 day. So that's why I only watched 2 Cryptograms videos, because it's 2 in the morning. I need to go to bed. But this is today. Okay. So this time of 2 hours and 18 minutes does not count the time that I'm recording right now, that will be added into it. So I created the pirate prefab, which is the pirate ship, and the spawn locations, and I moved it to spawn location 1. So that's that enemy ship that you guys see did I not switch the... Oops, okay. So I've been talking and pointing to the Excel sheet, and it has not been up, but that's okay. It'll do. So I created this guy, and not the pixel art for the ship, but I created the spawn locations that he stops at right there. So there's going to be 4 spawn locations. One's right here, one's right here, one's right here, and one's right here. I may change that up a bit depending on the ship type, or maybe I'll have bigger ships that take up 2 of those spawn locations. So that's so I made that and created this pirate. And so the next step is to have the pirate start shooting back at the player. And so that'll be the ships themselves will be a resource that can be destroyed, in space. And so depending on what level of space you're at is going to be how risky it is for your ship to be destroyed. And you'll need bigger ships, in the later stages of the space exploration. So let me switch this back over to the presentation. There we go. So that's it, guys. That was this week. I was really, really happy. Affirmation thing has worked out great and got me right back on my feet. So highly recommend it. Again, I verbally say it out loud every day when I wake up, and I try to do it before I go to bed, and I try to do it at lunch in the middle of the day. And it just keeps my mind in that headspace of, wanting to add to this game. So highly recommend it. Follow me on Twitter, guys. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like these updates, or if you don't like them. If you hate me, be a hate watcher. Comment negative stuff, because that's still engagement, and I'm okay with it. So tell me how dumb my hair looks. And it's popping today. So I don't know how you can say anything negative about it. Have a great week. See you next Sunday.